The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
Some news today from Orora. ORA is the ticker code. It's selling its North American packaging business to Veritiv, a US-based packaging company, for $1.8 billion. That is a 9.9 EBITDA multiple from FY24 and is expected to result in net cash of approximately $1.7 billion after tax. CEO Brian Lowe is talking up a new era for the company, leaving it to expand its Rockley Cairns facility in Queensland. All right, let's get a view on Orora. Clearly, the market is liking this news today, but look, the company was in a spot of bother after making a European acquisition. So net, how do you rate it, Henry?
Mais oui, mon ami. The problem that Orora had is they did buy this thing called Saverglass in France, and they probably paid a little too much for that, and that was struggling. Now, Saverglass, if you go through their presentation, which is fascinating, these guys make the really weird, intricate bottles for drinks companies, Diageo and those sorts of people. You know, the really cool ones that have got embedded writing on stencils, weird shapes. It is a very kind of niche business. And Orora bought this business and they paid $2.2 billion for it and put themselves into a strife because it wasn't performing as well as they would have thought. Who would have guessed that buying a French company would come with some issues? But this deal to sell the North American business, nearly $1.8 billion, goes a long way to covering the cost of that. And it then focuses the company, I guess, on drinks packaging through the French business Saverglass that they bought, and also other operations globally. So it does focus it. It does also reduce the debt burden, which obviously the market likes to see. It is still, I guess, at the, it's still going to be a question of whether the Saverglass turnaround is real. We certainly saw some signs of that in the results. And you can see on the graph there with the 5-year chart, those results did push the spike there back in August, the middle of August. So those results were enough to sort of suggest to the market that Saverglass was turning the corner, although they do look as if they paid a little too much for that. So I guess on balance, for me, this is a hold now. It has done the hard yards. It's probably around sort of fair valuation, debt down, good news, that transaction, good news. And they've just now become a simpler, more focused company, I guess.
Okay. Buy, hold, or sell?
Hold.
Hold. Thank you.
Didn't we say that? I thought I said that.
Well, you could have. Sometimes,
French?
Sometimes the mind wanders. I get so engrossed in what you're saying, Henry.
What you mean is that you just don't listen to what I'm saying.
No, I do.
That's
of course
really
I do.
What you're saying.
I've got my notes right here. Test me later. What do you think, Andrew? I mean, does Orora, if it's getting itself back on track, reducing debt, does it still offer a little bit of value, perhaps?
Oh, look, when it was 210, 220, that was certainly the value piece. Where are we now? 267 or thereabouts. Look, it's okay priced, but I wouldn't call it value. Consensus on it prior to that news was $2.63. So there would probably be some analysts' change of valuation, but certainly at the moment it's smack bang in the middle of the valuation range, trading at around 13 times earnings. Its peers are around 14 times. So again, not a huge disconnect there. And earnings per share growth is not that great. So on balance, like it's a defensive business. Certainly having $1.7 billion of cash in a sports bag is certainly not a bad position to be. You can certainly see why the CEO is upbeat, and why wouldn't you want to come into Queensland and expand? So he's got a couple of reasons to be happy, but from a value point of view, it ain't value. It's okay, but it's not value, so it's a hold.
Thank you. All right, guys, that is the verdict on the stock of the day.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.